Ultra Instinct Shaggy, a god among men. If you don't know, Ultra Instinct Shaggy was a popular meme a few years back, originating from a scene where Shaggy effortlessly beats up a gang of bikers. Throw in the muscular form he had in Monsters Unleashed and BAM! The internet went wild. People even wanted him in Mortal Kombat 11, but unfortunately he never showed up. That being said, a few years later, Ultra Instinct Shaggy would be made official after he made an appearance in a Mortal Kombat movie, Battle of the Realms, and was a playable character in the video game Multiverses. So like and subscribe, because today we're going to find out just how strong this form of Shaggy really is. Before we dive into his Ultra Instinct form, let's get a baseline of what Shaggy can already do. Now, Shaggy is not an average person by any means. He's borderline superhuman already. I mean, he was literally an Olympian after all, and on several occasions we see Shaggy run through walls or even steel doors. I shouldn't have to tell you, but an average person is not doing that. Now, this has been calculated to be around small building level. With that covered, let's discuss his powers. Now, what is this form? Despite popular belief, it's not actually Ultra Instinct from Dragon Ball. In Shaggy's bio from Multiverses, we find out that he took a bite of a strange glowing crystal, thinking it was rock candy, and then woke up with incredible powers. Simple enough, right? But this leaves us with the task of finding out just how incredible these powers really are. Despite having only a handful of appearances, we can actually scale him to roughly 3 tiers. On the low end, tier 1, we have the beginning of the Mortal Kombat movie, Battle of the Realms, in which Ultra Instinct Shaggy beats Scorpion. Now, Scorpion is typically around large building level, but a jump from small building level to only large building level is a little disappointing, so let's see if we can make Scorpion any stronger. Well, in the MKX comic, while possessed by the Kamidogu, Sub-Zero is capable of freezing an entire city. And Shaggy has an easier time fighting Scorpion than this version of Sub-Zero did, so we can say Shaggy's around city level. Tier 2 is where we try to scale Multiverses Shaggy to Superman. In their dialogue, it becomes pretty clear that Shaggy is on his level, with Superman saying he needs to try.
Can't hold back either!
And even in lines from when he wins, he talks about how he was sweating.
Phew, you had me sweating back there, Shaggy.
DC also published an article about how much prep time Batman would need to combat the fighters in Multiverses, and through this article it becomes pretty clear that the DC characters should scale to their mainline counterparts, since in the section about Wonder Woman they reference mainline issues like death metal, for instance. So assuming this to be the case, we need to find out how strong Superman is. Now let's focus on post-Crisis Superman, since that's where all the good scaling really comes from anyway. Now, you typically see people say Superman's around solar system level, but that's a pretty drastic lowball, to be honest. In post-Crisis, Superman has a couple solar system feats, but over 50 universal feats. It's actually kind of crazy. But you could actually even scale Superman even higher than that, since, we all know Superman holds back. But when going all out, Superman has been shown to be relative to Superboy Prime, the same dude who is retconning the entire DC multiverse with a punch while weakened. This should easily put Superman in those low multiversal ranges. And this should also put Shaggy up there, since we know Superman was going all out against him, due to him saying,
"Can't hold back either."
Beyond that, we also have Superman saying,
"Are you really only using a fraction of your power?"
So we can actually get Shaggy a little higher than that, since we know that Shaggy never actually goes all out. It's shown that this version of Shaggy typically uses around 0.001% of his power.
I've only used 0.001% of my power so far.
And when he gets serious, he uses about 2%.
Gonna have to use 2% of my powers this time.
So that means Superman is struggling against the maximum of 2% of Shaggy's power. Shaggy can realistically be up to 50 times as strong as Superman, if not more. In short, this should put Shaggy around that low multiversal range, aka the same range that Ultra Instinct Goku is at. Now I'd say that around Superman's level is the most consistent for Shaggy, but we can technically scale him even higher. Finally, we reach tier 3. Now we kinda gotta leave common sense behind for this one, I'm not exaggerating, in fact this will in fact be Giga wank. So, Mr. Mxyzptlk, right, is a 5th dimensional being from DC Comics, with the 5th dimension in question being imagination. He's kinda nutty. He's able to do whatever the hell he wants, and he kinda sees all of DC as fiction, and people scale him to be around high complex multiversal. Now this seemingly nigh omnipotent entity was outsmarted by the Joker in an event where Joker tricked Mixie into giving him his power. And since Batman is an intellectual rival for the Joker, it should be fair to assume that if he wanted to, Batman could likewise get the better of Mixie if he tried. Now, Batman is crazy with prep time, and at getting the upper hand with his intelligence and ingenuity. He even got the better of the new god Metron, who's a dude who was on the Mobius chair, a device which gives him almost unlimited knowledge of the multiverse, meaning he outsmarted someone with unlimited knowledge of the multiverse. It's insane. The running belief has long been that Batman can be anyone with prep time. However, that's not actually the case. Recalling that article from earlier, they made it clear that Batman under no circumstances will ever be able to beat Bugs Bunny.
And what a sap.
Bugs Bunny who is a Toon Force reality bender, even capable of transcending the very fiction he's a part of, taking out the author and writing the story himself. Now, Daffy Duck is a rival of sorts to Bugs Bunny, and in the movie Scorpion's Revenge, Scorpion beats Daffy Duck, and in the sequel, as we know, Shaggy beats Scorpion, creating a scaling chain that should put Ultra Instinct Shaggy on this level, transcending anything Batman can prepare for, in a realm of power where he borderline controls the story itself. Now, this would also upscale certain characters in the animated Mortal Kombat movies to this level, but this is an alternate timeline and we know their strength changes depending on the timeline, like how Kano's typically fodder, but in the movie timeline he somehow beat Kronika, who's stronger than the Elder Gods. So maybe the people in this movies are just cracked, I don't know. Liu Kang straight up boxes up the one being at the end of this movie who's basically God, so who knows, right? But yeah, like I said, Giga wank. Now, I personally believe Shaggy's more on that Superman tier myself, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe he is on that Bugs Bunny level. I don't know, right? All in all, Ultra Instinct Shaggy is strong. God help us if he ever uses his full power. Definitely not someone you want to mess with. Unfortunately, I didn't know that in my last Scooby-Doo video, where if you recall, I stole the mystery machine at the end. It's actually right over there if you pay attention. Regardless, I think this video gassing up Shaggy should be enough to appease him, right? So I think I'm in the clear.
Wrong! Like, just be grateful I only used 1% of my power, man.
Huh? Where am I?
Where's the time machine?
Okay. Well, folks, I think that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.